But we're going straight for our motivation segment this morning. And who else would we have but the one and only Mayowa Owolabina. He's a financial market coach and trainer. He is Africa's most sought-after financial coach, and he's also a serial entrepreneur and alumni of the prestigious Lagos Business School. Today we're talking about how to avoid being broke. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Yeah. You want to figure out how to not be broke? I have a feeling this is a recurring problem with a lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people look at their pockets halfway through the month and just see the whites from inside their jeans pockets.
Yeah.
Why does this happen?
Number one thing, anything that has to do with wealth is about mindset.
Okay.
So I think people need to get the right mindset to understand that you can control being broke.
Okay.
So when I wake up in the morning, there's a feeling that I'm not broke. And that makes my whole day. But there are also plans, engagement, activity that will help me to avoid being broke. Number one of them is that you need to be able to understand investment. A lot of time, bad investment has allowed people to be broke.
Okay.
Another engagement activity is that people need to understand the power of savings. You know, you need to understand that there will be a time that there will be much. Yeah. There will also be a time that there will be so much. Now, so much.
Much and so much. So not as much.
Yes.
But then a lot more.
Fantastic.
But there isn't there this running debate, or should I call it battle, between savings and investments? Some people feel savings is core. Some people feel investing is core. For instance, you know, someone keeps their money in a bank for a certain length of time, let's say 1 year. And then in that same 1 year, someone invests that same amount of money. The money has possibly doubled. Yeah, in that 1 year, as opposed to just being its same amount, or let's say maybe 1 or 2% higher in a bank.
Great.
So what do you say to that?
My advice is that you need to have investment, you need to have savings.
Both.
You need to have a threshold where you say to yourself, I don't want to have more than X amount of money in my savings.
Okay.
Because of urgency. Because if you have an investment, let's say you buy a property or you invest into an asset, and it doesn't deliver the return, or it's in the contract, you can't get it terminated. So it's going to hinder what is called cash flow.
Okay.
And when you need it, you'll be trapped. So you might now be first to terminate such investment because you have something that is really cogent. But when it comes to savings, you need to know that there's an X amount of money that I need to have. Oh, I need to have $500,000 naira in my account every single time. Now, anything above $500,000 naira goes into investment. Oh, I need to have 100,000 naira at every point in time. I never knew this when I started, but I had to learn it because I realized that I always terminate my investment early. And I didn't like that culture. Because the culture is that I need to be in an investment for minimum 3 to 5 years before it can give me the expected return. But sometimes, you know, I just see that 6 months into it, 1 year into it, oh, geez. Because there are a lot of things that will happen. Yeah, I want to increase my business capital. I want to, you know, so those are very, very, very important two-leg stuff when it comes to wealth.
Okay, so when it comes to not being broke, apart from the fact that, yes, you have to have a source of income, you have to either be employed or be self-employed. When it comes to the next steps to not being broke, I'm watching my bills get higher. The electricity bills are getting higher.
Exactly.
Data bills are getting higher. You know, the value of the cooking gas is getting higher. Everything just seems to be climbing. It doesn't seem very feasible for me to have more savings, talk less of even making investments.
So here's the way out. You increase your sales. You increase your inflow.
Okay.
Now, if I'm making $15,000 US every month, and my expenditure is about $7,000 US, it only means that I have about 50% of my inflow every month. But if I'm not making up to that, I need to find a way to make more. And how do I make more? I leverage. The other episode I made mention of ways that you can leverage.
Okay.
So I work in an establishment. Can I begin to learn a skill that I can use to leverage?
Okay.
You know, that's why those who are in the western part of the world, they do 4 jobs. You know, weekends they find something to do so that they can increase their inflow.
Yeah.
So these are the things that will avoid people from being broke. You need to be intentional about your life, about your finance. Some people even buy at impulse. They just feel it and they buy.
Okay.
You know, one of my mentors once said, if you can't afford it 5 times, you don't buy it.
If you can't afford it 5 times,
you don't
buy it. So in other words, if I can't afford to buy this handbag 5 times, I shouldn't buy it.
Yes, I shouldn't buy it.
Okay, so same with the car.
Same with the car. Same with any investment, anything that is worthwhile.
Okay.
So you need to be able to say to yourself, can I afford this 3 times? Because if you can't afford it 5 times to 10 times, it means that you can't maintain it. So what it means is, imagine somebody having a Jeep and is out of fuel, almost gas every time. So that means that that person cannot maintain that status quo. So he has to leave. And you see, a lot of time we want to skip the process. We don't appreciate the process. You're going to miss where we're coming from.
Okay.
You know, I remember when I used to stay very low, like calm, like where I used to stay, I didn't like it. But I missed those periods because I was like, I just want to make it, I just want to make it. But very soon, you're going to miss that place. So you need to enjoy that scenario, that level.
I'm hearing a lot of high amounts of money. So there are some particular levels of income that have almost no wiggle room. You're literally living hand to mouth. You're literally getting salary. You're paying all these bills, right? And then you're literally surviving on what is left. Now, you just said now that you need to find other sources of income. Very key. Right? What sort of sources of income would you advise the average banker who is doing 9 to 9 p.m.? Good. What sort of added income can they make?
You need to leverage on digital skills. Okay. Internet.
Okay.
A lot is happening in the internet space. You need to leverage on systems like drop shipping. You know, the last time I bought a furniture, I didn't have to go there. And I got to know that even the guy who sold to me was never the person who brought the gadgets. Okay. So he collected money from me, told the guy that was to bring it, he delivered, and he paid them after I've paid him. Okay. So you could leverage on that. You could leverage on the financial market. You could trade cryptocurrency. You could trade Forex. You could trade Forex. There's several digital assets that you can, digital skills that you need to increase and spend quality time to learn. All right.
I have to say thank you for coming to talk to us today. I wish there was more time, but of course, there is a lot more information online. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC and reach out to us with your questions, and we'll see whether we can answer them.